Hello, welcome to another video on my thoughts on the current comic market. Um, After last year, at the end of last year, where I made a video and show all the X-Men slab that I sent to the auction house to be sold off, I got a couple emails and inquiries from friends wondering why I sold those slabs and whether I'm quitting the hobby or why am I selling my books. And first off, I'm not leaving the hobby. uh, I think I still have a solid 10 to 15 years left of solid enjoyment where I will still buy things here and there, but I have sold off the bulk of the books that I no longer want in my collection. I have changed my mentality to focus on less is more. I'm tired of having 40 long boxes of stuff stacked up in my home office. It's nicer to have just maybe 10 long boxes now, and it's easier for me to pull out the books, my keepers, and read them and flip through them, make videos with them. So I enjoy my books much more today than I ever have, at least in the last 15 years. But as far as selling those slabs, certainly I already have many of those books in raw shape. And for those that watch my video regularly, you know that I like raw books because I like the touch and feel of them, as well as the smell of the pulp. So it make no sense to keep them. For me, I understand. Some people like to collect slabs. Okay, so it is what it is. And uh, if I'm in the minority that I like raw books, so be it. Who cares? People can buy what they want. Uh, but for me, raw is the way. Um, Now, as far as slabs, part of the reason that I sold off many of my high grade bronze slab is that A, I have many of the books in raw shape. B, I just didn't think that they would be a good investment. I'd rather sell them, put them into something else, especially because they are, after all, duplicates. Um, you know, if even if I decide to use the money to pay off my mortgage, which is maybe 5% rate, to me that's a better return than holding on to many of the high grade bronze slabs. Um, I might be in the minority as far as believing that the high grade bronze to modern market is not a good place to put your money. Okay, so keep in mind that my opinion is not a sweeping commentary that every slabs in from bronze through modern are money losing proposition or lousy investment. I don't know. I can only tell you about the books that I own because I follow the market for my book. Um, the it's not a secret for many that's in the hobby for a few years that the high grade slabs market, especially in the Bronx area, have taken a big hit for many years now. Even for keys, okay, even for big books, if anything, they got hurt even more. Um, for this video, I pull up some example. For example, X-Men 94, one of my favorite X-Men book out there. I used to have a 9.6 slabs and I sold it, okay, at a small loss. Not a big deal to me. I was glad I was able to get the price that I did. But if you look at the statistic, and one of the things that caused the market to go down significantly for many high-grade bronze to modern books, or more books are being slapped on a daily basis. Um, the more books hit the census, the more likely the price will degrade over time, unless there are more people willing to enter the market. Okay, I have used this example long ago in another video, but you have to look at the collecting population in a pyramid shape. Below are the low-end collectors, the new collectors, those that either young or they don't have a lot of money, or both. Okay, the kind of collectors that cannot afford, or unwilling, or unable to, or will never spend 4 figures on a book. Some people are like that. Some people refuse to chase and participate in the madness, and some just don't have the money. But on the bottom floor of the pyramid are the low-end collector, and then you get the middle range. The middle range are the biggest, just like our economy, the middle class. Okay, so you have the big pyramid, and then on the top end are the well-to-do big collectors that can afford to spend 5 figures, 6 figures on a book. There are very few of those that can compete for the big mega keys. Okay, but for the most of us, we are in the middle range of the pyramid. So if you are competing in the high-end 9698 bronze or modern market, you are really playing at the tip of the market. And unless more collectors are flowing into the hobby to buy up the supplies of slabs, the price just cannot maintain. So go back to X-Men 94. I pull out some numbers for you. In 2003, at the end of 2003, there were 9.6 slabs. Okay, X-Men 94, 2003, there was only 9 copies, 9 slabs in 9.6, and the high price for one of those books was over $6,600. Okay, that's a pretty crazy prices. Now you jump forward to 2010, 7 years later, the population of 9.6 slabs for that book jumped to 45. It increased 5-fold. Guess what happened to the price? The average price for X-Men 94 9.6 that was auctioned off in 2010 dropped below 3,000. Below 3,000. So it would chop more than half. Okay, painful. Simple economics. Not enough buyers to absorb the supplies. Jump forward to 2012. Another 15 copies hit the census. Now we have 60 9.6 slabs. The price bottomed out at $2,300, roughly around that price. It's just over $2,300. Wow. How the mighty has fallen, right? Now, as of the end of last year, the population now has risen to 66. So the speed of population growth has somewhat slowed down. Okay, instead of exploding, well, to me, it's a smaller percentage gain. Okay, now you go from 60 to 66, so only 10% growth in population. And for whatever reason, maybe more people has money, more people enter the hobby. The last year, price has started to rebound a little bit. That's why I got out of the book. The average price was roughly $2,800, just below $2,900 for X-Men 94 9.6. So I got out. Okay. It was not a pretty sight, but I got out. Thankfully, I did not pay $6,000 for my copy, nowhere near that. But trust me, it's not a good investment by any means. Now, where the future go, I don't know. And then not every book suffered the same fate as X-Men 94. In fact, if you go to the mid-range grade, I have always advised people that the best way to invest, if you choose to go the investment route with key books, is low grade to mid grades. So choose between 4.0 to maybe 8.5. Okay, I prefer to stay away from the 9.2. That's become risky, because if you look at a good example is Hulk 181. Hulk 181 is one of those few books, key books, that was able to held fairly steady, except for the 9.8 range. If you go down to like 9.4, even 9.6, it had been able to maintain value over the last 10, 15 years, because guess what? Wolverine is in the top 5 characters of all time, okay? Behind Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, many people will put Wolverine right up there in the top 5. So the popularity of Wolverine and the influx of fans continue to want to own 181 has maintained and propped up the value of that book for many, many years. Even then, I pull out some price to look. A 9.4 copy of Hulk 181 in 2004 sold for $3,300 on the average. As of December of 2014, 10 years later, the average price was roughly $3,200, around that. So it's basically dead money. Okay, dead money. If you are buying a Hulk 181 9.4 and hold on for it for 10 years, and someone tell you that you haven't made a dime, that's hardly a good investment. Sure, compared to X-Men 94 that got cut in half, is a win, right? But if you look at Hulk 181, say the mid-range is like a 7.5, the return over the past 10 or 12 years has been over 100%, more like somewhere like between 100 to 160%, something like that. I think if you go back 10 years ago, a Hulk 181 grade 7.5 sold for under $600. But today, that book can sell for $1,000, $1,200 or more, right? So getting 100% plus return over 10 years frame, is that eye-popping numbers? Not really. It's not bad. It's better than what a savings interest rate at the bank will give you, right, over the past 10 or 15 years. But so, it's not, I would not, I'm not in a business to advise everyone to like either invest in the comic book or not. My best advice to give to people is, if you want to put your money into comic books, and the one of the reason is investment, do your homework. I can't give you better advice on that. And don't blindly think that buying even keys will give you a good return or a great return 20 years from now, because based on the example I gave you so far, it's not. Okay, it's not. It's not easy to make money. If it was easy, all the old-time collectors would be super, super rich, right? Because that's just not how the market is. So if you like to own 9.6, 9.8 Bronx to Modern books, hopefully you own it because you love it, and making money on them is not the main reason, or even secondary reason. If it make you feel good to own this thing, then so be it. But hopefully, it's not about getting rich down the road if those slabs happen to appreciate 10, 20 years from now, that would be the bonus. Okay, because otherwise there's a lot of potential for disappointment. Anyhow, enough rambling for today. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.